Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use an input mask in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Mckenzie in Chandler, Arizona, one of my gold members. Mckenzie says, the phone number field in my database is a mess. Some people are typing in dashes, others parentheses, others nothing at all. So I've got 239-555-1212. I got parentheses, and I got no formatting at all. I recently wanted to make a report showing customers by area code, and I couldn't do it because my data isn't uniform. Normally, all you have to do is pull off that left 3 characters, and you can get everyone's area code. But if you got parentheses sitting there, it's impossible. How can I force my users to use one format for entering phone numbers? Well, Mckenzie, to do this, we can use something called an input mask, which forces users to type data in a particular format. Now, Mckenzie, the first thing you're going to want to do is go watch my video on the replace function. I'll show you how to use the replace function with an update query to get rid of all of that formatting. Because right now you've got those dashes and parentheses and whatever stored in your table. We want to get rid of all of that and just have the digits, just the numbers themselves. So go watch this video. I'll put a link to it down in the links section in the description down below the video. Go click on that, watch that video, and then come back here. Okay, now that you've gotten all of the formatting out of your phone number field, let's take a look at the Tech Help free template. Again, this is a free download off my website. You can go grab a copy of this if you want to. Again, you'll find a link down below in the link section. Let's take a look at the customer table. We've got a phone number field right there. And I've got some phone numbers in here. Now, I'm using all US Canada standard, right? 3-digit area code, 3-digit prefix, 4-digit suffix. Obviously, you're going to want to use the formatting for your country. And if you do a lot of international business with different countries that have different formats, you may want to consider whether or not you want to use input masks. But if most of your customers are in the US and Canada, feel free to follow these instructions. In fact, just as a side note, I do have another video, another Tech Help video, free video, on input masks of varying lengths. Someone a while back said in their country, they allow both 7-digit numbers and 8-digit numbers. So I have a separate video on that if you want to be able to see how to do multiple variable length input masks. But for the rest of this video, we'll assume everyone's in the US and Canada. Now, let's go into Design View, and let's come down to the phone number field. Where are you? Right there. Here's the input mask property. Click in there. Now you can type in an input mask yourself, or there's a handy dandy little wizard over here. Click on this little dot, dot, dot button. That'll bring up the input mask wizard. This is a good wizard. I don't mind the input mask wizard. There are good wizards and there are bad wizards, right? Are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? Well, this is a good wizard. I like this one. Some of the wizards, like the form wizard, I don't like it. Okay? But this one's not bad. So it just says, here's a list of popular input mask formats. You can take a look down this list here. Right, different dates and stuff. There's a password one, social security number, zip codes, phone numbers right there. And you could try it by clicking down here. You can see you get the little placeholders in place right there. Okay, let's just go with this one to start. All right, next. Okay, here's what it's going to look like. We'll talk more about these digits in a minute. What do you want for a placeholder character? That's the character that it gets displayed while people are typing. That underscore is fine. You can click down here and try it again, right? 239-555-1212. Okay, looks good. Next. Now, do you want to store the data with those characters in the field or just the numbers? Well, again, if most of your customers are US, Canada, it's all the same format, I suggest store it without the symbols. All right, hit next and then finish. All right, so there's our input mask. Now, it gets a little more complicated. I'll zoom in so you can see that better. Shift F2, zoom in. It looks like this, and I'll explain what all this means in just a minute. All right, but just hit OK, save it, close it. All right, and let's open up the customer table again and come over here. And now you can see all the numbers are pretty formatted, right, with those input masks. And if I come over here and if you tab into it, right, and start typing 239, see, 555-1212, and you're forced to type in that format exactly. So if you do a lot of local business, all right, and someone just types in like 555-1212 and presses tab, it's going to yell at them. Okay? It's going to make them have to type those in. Now, you can use blanks for the area code by just hitting space 3 times and then 555-1212, although I don't like that. I like even if you're like a pizzeria and your customers are all local. All right, I really hate doing that because again, now you don't have a consistent format with all your digits. So let's talk about those characters for a second. Let's go back into here. Let's go back down and find that phone number field right there. I'm going to zoom in again so you can see it. Now you notice there's 9s and 0s and a bunch of other characters. Don't pay any attention to those other characters for now. Let's talk about the 9s and the 0s. 9 means you may put a character here or not. You can put a space there if you don't want a character there. 0 means you have to put a character there. All right, it forces you to put a digit there. So right here, we're only forcing this to be a 7-digit number. You could leave a blank area code. If you want to force that to be typed in there, put 3 zeros there. 0, 0, 0. All right, hit OK. Save it. And now if I go back in here, all right, now it doesn't revalidate all the stuff that's in the table already. You have to make sure that you have good data in there to begin with. The input mask only applies to new stuff. So now if I try typing in 5551212, it won't let me. Okay? 239 5551212. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about all those other characters that are possibly in there. All right, so a 0 means you must enter a digit. 9 means you may enter a digit. The big difference there, whether you have to have it or you may have it. A pound sign means you may enter a digit, space, plus or minus sign. Blank space if it's skipped. All right, then we got letters. Capital L, you must enter a letter. Question mark is you may enter a letter. All right, capital A must enter a letter or digit. Lowercase a may enter a letter or digit. All right, then we got ampersand, must enter a character or a space. Capital C may enter characters or spaces. I cover all the differences and the nuances in these in my full courses. I'll go over a little bit more in the extended cut for the members too. You got a password, just type in the word password in the input mask and it will echo stars. All right, it'll store the actual data in the table, but you'll only see stars when you go to view it. Then you've got all the decimal, thousands, date, time, placeholders. That's based on your regional settings. For example, some countries you use a decimal point, some countries you use a comma for the decimal placeholder. And then there's, of course, the colon and semicolons and the dashes and slashes for dates. A backslash means the character immediately following the backslash is literally displayed. That means, for example, in this one here, you can see there's a backslash following, or right in front of that parenthesis. That means that parenthesis is literally displayed in the input mask. Okay? And just after this one, that dash is literally displayed. You'll see here there's quotes. Anything inside of quotes is also literally displayed. That's the next one. All right, where are we at? Here's quotes. All right, characters enclosed are literally displayed. Then you've got greater than and less than, which converts to uppercase or lowercase. And then the exclamation point says characters fill from left to right instead of going right to left. So here you can see go left to right, display that literally. 3 characters you must enter, display that literally. 3 more characters you must enter, display that literally. 4 more characters you must enter. And then after the semicolons, there's a couple of optional parameters over here. Don't worry about these right now. All right, let's hit OK. Let's close that. Save changes, sure. Now, one thing to notice is that if you change the input mask in your table, if you open up your form, it doesn't put the input mask in here. So you got a couple of options. You can either manually put the input mask in here. If you look at the design view, go into the phone numbers properties, you can see there's an input mask right there too. You can copy it and paste it over here. Or you could bring the field in again from the add existing fields. Where is it? Phone, right? Drop it in here again, and now you'll notice that it's got the format, or the input mask, excuse me. Okay. Or there's another option. When you change the input mask, I'll save that. When you change the input mask in here, where are you? Come here. All right. Let's change this just slightly. Let's make this 000-AAA-AAA. All right. So I want 3 must-have characters followed by 3 must-have letters or numbers. So you could do phone numbers like 1-800-Flowers and put letters in the phone number. Sometimes that's handy, right? All right, let me hit tab. Now, as soon as I hit tab, notice this thing pops up. All right, it says update the input mask everywhere phone is used. In other words, Access knows that you've used this phone number field on other queries and forms and reports. And if you click on this, it will actually propagate through everywhere. Okay, it's a really nice feature. It'll copy that input mask everywhere you've used that field. So I'm going to click on that. All right, and it found customer contact F and customer F has that field in it. So now, save changes yes. If I come into here, you can see there's my input mask, but I can also now come in here and go FLOWERS. See that? That's kind of handy. That's kind of cool. You know, you could do 1-800-Druidia. Any Spaceballs fans out there? Let's check out another one. Let's go back to customer T. Let's do the zip code. All right, what do you want for your input mask for your zip code? Well, let's see what the wizard gives us. ... There's zip code. Now, the zip code for the wizard's going to be including the zip +4. Me personally, I like to put the zip +4 in a second field. If you're doing just US zip codes, I like to put the 5-digit zip code in one field and the +4 in another field. Honestly, the only reason to use zip +4 is if you're doing mass mailings, if you're doing tons of them and you're getting a bulk discount from the post office. Otherwise, I never bother with zip +4s. Your postage is going to get there just fine without it. Okay? I think it's a pain. But the post office likes it for sorting. If you're, you got a huge, you got like a bulk mail permit, and you got to have +4s on there. So let's hit next. That's what it's going to give you, right? 5 must-have characters followed by 4 optional characters. All right, next. With or without the symbols. Again, that's up to you. Next, and then finish. All right, there it is. Save it, close it, come back into here, and there they are. Okay. And you can optionally put them in or not. You can go, right? There you go. Now, one thing I want to show you real quick is with this input mask, we are not storing these dashes in the field itself. So if you look at this data without the input mask, you'll see just the numbers or the numbers and letters. And you can see this if you do a query real quick. Create, query design. I'll bring in the customer table, and then I'll bring in the phone number field. All right, so where's phone number field? All right, now if you run it, it'll display with the input mask. But let's do a simple function where I take the middle, let's say the middle 3 characters out of that prefix. So I'm going to say X is going to be the mid of phone, comma, 4, comma, 3. I want the 4th character in, 3 characters long. And then run it. Now you'd think that the 4th character would start there, that little dash. But no, that character doesn't exist in the field. The 4th character is actually the D, which if you count it is the 5th character in. Okay, so just be aware of that if you're using an input mask. Okay, those input mask characters don't actually exist in the field unless you store them in the field. Okay, that's one of those options in the wizard. And that's what one of those optional parameters are in the thingy here, if you look at it. Let's put one that the wizard puts in there. See, like this guy, the phone number field. Finish. See, it puts those little optional parameters at the end of it. All right, this first optional parameter, if you want those characters to be stored in the field, put a 0 there. Okay, if not, leave it blank. I know it's weird. I didn't make this up. I'm reporting to you how Microsoft set it up. Okay, if you want those parentheses and dashes to actually be saved in the field, put a 0 there, or say yes in the wizard if you run for the wizard. And this little guy here, after the next semicolon, is whatever you want the placeholder character to be. So put a dash there if you want to change it from an underscore to a dash. Okay, save it, view it, and now when you come over here, you'll see you're getting the dash. If I go 555, see? Okay. If you're doing all Canadian zip codes, where's that zip code? It'll be a postal code in Canada, first of all. But you guys, if most of your customers are Canadians, you're going to go greater than LOL \space to put a space character there. 0L0. I said O before. It's 0. L0L 0L0. What is this? If you look at the chart, this is convert all the letters to capital. Letter, number, letter, a literal space, number, letter, number. Right? That's the Canadian format. And now if I save it and close it and go back in here, you'll see that all the American ones don't really take that on. But if I come over here and put a zip code in now, it's going to make me do a Canadian style zip code. Okay, yeah, not appropriate. Got to put it in the right way. There. See? And if you want to force those placeholders to display, all right, make sure you come in here in the zip code and go semicolon, semicolon, and then underscore. Okay, save it, close it. Back in here. And there, right? A, see? Gotta make sure to type in the right stuff. Now, what if you have a mixture of American and Canadian customers? What if you do a lot of business in the US and Canada and you want to switch that input mask? Well, that's going to be covered in the extended cut. That requires some VB programming. But you can see here I can switch it. If the country says Canada, change the input mask to that. Otherwise, if it's US, change it to that. Right? That'll be in the extended cut for the members. But wait, we're not finished yet. I got one more example I'm going to show you. Let's talk about dates real quick. Now, I personally don't like input masks for dates. I really don't like them. Let's just go into the form for a second here. See this customer sense date? All right. First of all, if you put an input mask on for the date, you lose the date picker control. Why? I don't know. That's just something Microsoft did. If you put an input mask on here, someone just beamed in, the date picker control goes away. All right. So no matter what I put in here, if I go to customer sense, input mask, if I just do even something simple like that, the short date, all right, and then finish. All right, save it, come back in, and click, and look, it's gone. Why? I don't know. I'll put that on my list of complaints for Microsoft. Put that back. See, I don't like how it spreads it out like that. I'm just not a fan. All right, but the one thing that I do like with input masks is if you want to have a format where you've got day, and then the 3-character month, and like OCT for October, and then the year. If you like that as a date format, which that's my preferred one. I love that format. And for computers, I like year, month, day. That's how dates should be. It should be YYYY, MMDD, and then everyone's on the same format. The fact that the U.S. does it one way and Britain does it another way, no, it's stupid. So let me show you one that I do like for dates. I'm going to go into the input mask here for the date. Hit the dot, dot, dot. Let's pick the medium date, this guy right there, 27 September 69. Next. I'm going to modify it just slightly. I'm going to make this 4-digit year. Okay, next. And it's not giving me the option that I want. I want that option where it saves the values in the table. But I'm going to hit finish and add that myself because you need that for this to work. You have to have that little character guy there for this to work. All right, because if the formatting isn't saved with this one, it doesn't work right. Okay, now save it, close it, open it up again. Now it's not displaying that way, but watch this. If I start up here and tab into it, watch this. 02-October-2000. Yeah, there we go. Now it converts it to 10/2/2000. Why is that? Well, you have to remember the input mask and the format are two different things. And you need both of them for this to work right. Okay, so come back into here. Notice the format is not the text format. Format right here. The format is blank. We're going to change this to DD-MM- or MMM, excuse me, dash YYYY. 2-digit day, 3-digit month, 4-digit year. Format codes and input mask codes work slightly differently. Sorry, again, Microsoft made it this way, not me. Okay, but now if you come back in here, now you'll see it's displayed that way too. Okay, so you can come in here and say 23 October 1972. That's my birthday. All right, go to the next one. It's displayed that way. All right, click in here, change this to March if you want. Okay, and that gets stored as a valid date value. Your input mask and your format display it properly, and everything works great. Now, if you want to learn a lot more about input masks, I cover input masks in these 3 classes: Access Beginner 3, Beginner 6, and Expert Level 4. I cover different things at different levels. I like to teach, I do like a breadth first teaching style, where I give you a little bit of this, then a little bit of that, then a little bit of this, and I go kind of how you should learn it. Most books and a lot of courses I've taken, for example, like college courses, they teach depth first. It's like, we're going to learn everything about tables today. Boom, tables. Then everything about queries. Boom, right? That's depth first. You're going to go teach you everything about input masks in one lesson. I don't teach that way. I teach a little bit of the queries, a little bit of forms. Then we go into reports a little bit. Then we come back to tables. And as we get more complicated, I get into more complex stuff. So if you want to learn all there is to know about input masks, these are the 3 classes for you. And of course, for members, stick around. The extended cut, I'm going to show you how to do that thing where we switch the input mask for the zip code, postal code, based on the country that the person is in. Remember, silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. There's over 200 of them right now. You get lots of other perks and free stuff on my website, so sign up today. Hope you learned something, and I hope you had a great year, 2021. This is probably the last video I'm doing for this year, so we'll see you in 2022. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, 1 free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get 1 free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and 1 free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access, too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout-out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.